Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High Yah, through His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. It's your brother UncleK, and we're back with another one. I hope you're having a Baruch day, and I hope right now you have a sound mind and a sound heart. Now, before we get into the content, like the content, share the content, and comment down below. And if you're not a supporter, become a supporter right now. I just advise you to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. So let's get into it. Masculinity sets things in order. And the way that the world is moving right now is real chaotic. It's a lot of chaos going on, right? Simply because the man has taken on feminine ideals, feminine principles. And that's why things are out of order, right? And we must realize and come to the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding that Adam was the one to blame in the garden, right? Not his wife, not Kua, not Eve, not his woman, right? The Most High blamed Adam, right? Because the Most High told Adam before he told his woman. And Adam, at the time, he was not moving in his masculine front, right? He didn't have a lock on the situation, right? And that's why the adversary would rather have woman in power, because the woman could bring chaos in, right? And that's why men these days take on feminine principles, right? They gossip about people, about entertainment, about TV shows, about the coworkers. They gossip too much, right? They gossip about things they don't even know. They just gossip. They run their mouth with a lot of females, and females like a dude that's real talkative. So when they see you as a man that's moving masculine and you not talkative like that, it rubs them the wrong way. And plus, you give off that presence automatic because of the things that you're doing in darkness, right? Because when you come into this light, whatever you're doing in the darkness, it comes to the light and it shines in the light. So if you're doing righteousness in the darkness, meaning in your abode, right, where you lay your head at, and where you wash your dishes, and where you eat your meals at, and where you clean up at, when you come out into the world to go handle your business, you're exposed on the things that you do. So by you doing masculine things, even in your household where you lay your head at, in your own private time, you come out into the light, it showcases well too. So you give off that strength, you give off that presence, right? And people don't like that, right? Not everyone likes it, but some people respect it. Now, if you don't respect the masculine principles and ideals, then you get really emotional around someone that's masculine, right? You tend to throw hissy fits. You tend to look at them in the corner of your eye. You tend to suck your teeth a lot. You tend to ignore them a lot. You know, you give them that sassy type of, presence, right? The word energy is starting to get real played out, for real. So someone that respects masculine ideals and principles, they tend to give you that respect right back, right? Like if you in the gym and you're about to go use a machine, a man that respects masculine ideals, he will wipe that machine down for you, right? Rather than you ask him, do you have another set? And he's like, nah, this is my last set. He done. And he don't even want to wipe it down. It's guys like that, that move like that too. But masculine men, they like to clean up before themselves. Masculine men like to just move with respect, right? Because we both have a sense of authority, right? And we both move with morals and principles. Now, the reason why the world is taking on a feminine ideal is because they've been programmed to think that the more feminine you are is the more you will move up the ladder, right? In society, you'll get more opportunities, right? You'll get that raise that you're looking for if you're a little bit more feminine. If you start gossiping with your managers and talking about a TV show or just something on Instagram or whatever that's going on in the world, you'll become their friend. But we don't make friends with those that's in the world, right? We be set apart, right? We respect people because when respect is given, respect comes right back. So you don't outwardly go out your way to disrespect someone just because they're not masculine. You move with respect regardless, and you try your best to mind your business. But that's the reason why this system in this world has taken on feminine ideals, because it's more chaotic, and they can make things spiral out of control, and they feel as though with that type of ideal they can move higher and higher in the world, right? Like they will make things slide more and more. But you see that feminine ideal that this world is taking on, it's a false way of being feminine, right? Real feminine women, or the feminine ideal, respects the masculine ideal, right? And if the masculine ideal and principles don't want to be masculine, then how can the woman be feminine? You get what I'm saying? It don't make sense. And that's why women these days, they rather flock to a man that's more so feminine, right? A man that likes to gossip, a man that likes to listen to, pop music in a car and, dance around and twist his neck and throw his hands all over the place. Women like those kind of guys, right? Those real talkative guys that's not serious about their business, right? All right. A lot of women like those type of guys. That's why when women come into your presence, you kind of set things back in order, right? You're not out here trying to. First of all, you're not interested in no man's woman, first of all, right? But just the strength that you're giving off, just the authority that you have in this physical plane, because you are giving reverence and glory to the Most High Yah through His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. So He's giving you authority to tread over snakes and scorpions, right? And all wicked spirits. So whatever wicked spirit they got on them, you trampling over it, you stepping on it, right? So if they have, the spirit of confusion, you making things back in order. You're putting things back in order just by you coming into that facility. Just by them being in your presence, you setting things back in order, right? And that's the reason why, a lot of men, they get really emotional in your presence, because they like to walk around with their women real loose clothing, real talkative. And when you come around that, you make things right. The thing about women that's in this world, they compare their men to other men in this world, right? And if you a set apart man, there's no comparison. She already know that you are the automatic, right? You are already the ideal, right? And you see, women have to remember that, because women are not here to change their men. You know what I'm saying? Right? Men like to pick women based off of, just lust, right? They don't, it's not a balance. And that's something that we realize as we move more masculine, right? We don't be out here thirsty, whoremongers out here chasing after women. But these are things that we definitely see on our day-to-day basis, right? We go to the grocery stores, we go to these gyms, we see these dudes that be all hugged up on their women out in public. They have no respect. They don't know that they can do these things in private, but they do these things out in public so everyone else can see. That's real feminine as well, too. You're very expressive about the way that you feel about things in public. That's a lack of control, right? And women see that, right? When they come around a masculine man and a man is acting out of character with his woman, the woman, she kind of looks in the corner of her eyes and sees you, and then she looking at him, and then she like, hold up, like, wait, what did I just do with my life? What did I just do? Why am I in this relationship, right? And then when you leave, she's back into the confusion. You get what I'm saying? It's like we come out, every time we come around an environment, we purify the environment while we're there. But when we leave, you know what I'm saying, they back on whatever they on. Right? You see that, man. You see that all the time. Because this world is just moving in a feminine ideal, man. And when you a masculine man, you gotta kind of, you gotta be cool with what it is, because it is what it is, what's going on in this world right now, man. To be masculine, to be seeking after righteousness on a day-to-day basis, you gotta be content with your position, because you know that all things is gonna work out for your favor, right? The Most High is gonna open up doors for you and get you to places where you could actually be comfortable, right? Because, you come around these soft individuals and, real feminine men out here and real lost women out here, you don't fit in, but you still get it done. You know what I'm saying? You still get it done. You still handle your business. Right. And those are the individuals that, they're going to always feel some type of way, regardless. I'm training in the gym. It's like 4 or 5 dudes huddled up together, smiling, laughing, talking up a storm. A woman in front of me training with some short, tight leggings and all that. I'm doing my tricep press downs. They looking at me crazy, right? Because I'm not, meditating on things that's around me. They keep looking my way and looking at the woman, and it's just so much confusion going on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's too much confusion going on in this world right now, and that confusion is basically because the feminine ideals, right? A lot of men in this world is not masculine no more. It don't matter if they working and they providing for their families. Being masculine comes down to deeper morals and deeper things, because a man could be providing for his family, but he's still in lust. He's still lusting after women on a day-to-day basis, but he doing ends meet though. You know what I'm saying? He's not stepping up to the plate and actually leading his family, right? He's only leading them with a paycheck, with a pay stub. Right? That's not how you lead your family. You got to give wisdom. You got to be strong. You got to be the protector. You got to be spiritually aware. You got to make sure the Mashiach is your head, first of all, so you could even get to the Father. Right? So paying bills and just working and stuff like that, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that as well, too. But you got to do a little extra as well, too, because being a masculine man is really serious in this world right now, where there's a ton of feminine things going on right now. You got men out here drinking beers out the can, real loose, you know what I'm saying, rolling up marijuana everywhere they go. They got to be high, they got to be out of their mind just so they could feel like they can move in this world. You see what I'm saying? They got to disassociate themselves from masculinity, right, so they can move. That's crazy, right? People out here disassociating themselves, man. Come on. All right, fellas, look, keep pushing for the Most High. Stay masculine. Keep working on yourself through the Mashiach, right? Because at the end of the day, the Father said He will do a good work in you until the day of Yahushua Mashiach. So let's continue to abide under His wings, man. He could keep healing us and guiding us, man. It's a real narrow path, and we got to make sure that we got all the strength that we can to keep on pushing through on the day-to-day. Right, we don't worry about the things of tomorrow, right? Because tomorrow's gonna already worry about itself already. So we worry about where we're at right now. And if right now you could look at yourself in the mirror and not forget who you are as a man, then that's a blessing right there. So that's what I got for y'all on this content, on this video right now. So it's your brother UncleK. Shalom Aleichem. Peace be upon you. Hallelujah. All praises to the Most High Yah through His Son Yahushua HaMashiach. It's your brother UncleK. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Like, share, comment down below. And if you're not a supporter, become a supporter right now. I just advise you to tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. And may y'all continue to baruch you throughout the day, man. Y'all keep a sound mind and a sound heart. All right. And I'm going to see y'all soon, Most High willing. But for now, peace.